Hey guys, how's it going? It's Alpha here. Thanks for joining me for another Puzzle and Dragons video. Today I'm tackling Yamatsumi, which was a new descent which we recently got. And this descent was kind of unique because it buffed wood attribute cards. I think it was HP, attack, and recovery. Everything got a buff, so even though I don't typically run wood teams, I decided to give it a whirl. It was too tempting to not just get a free buff. So I decided to hop in. One of my best friends had a Vishnu up, which is something I don't normally use as a lead. But he is I don't know, I guess you'd say a combo god, kind of, because you have to match. One match of wood will give you a 6.25 attack. Two matches of wood gives you a 12.25 attack. And of course, that's not super high, but he gets his strength from the fact that he has 3 TPAs. So, you definitely want to be making TPAs here. So, kind of going fast forwarding through the footage, and I'm not going to put up all the dungeon info. It really wasn't too difficult of a descent, I have to say. It seemed like it was a little more fun than anything, to be honest. There's just one tough stage, which is Yamato, who has a big preemptive. But the first floors are pretty standard. You have the ninjas, you have the big blue kappa bird, and these higher level ninjas that'll blind the board and all that kind of fun stuff. And then you move on to some of the dragons, and it's all the typical mechanics. Preemptives, and you have a while to get your damage and all that kind of stuff. So nothing too crazy. I mean, really, the whole dungeon wasn't anything too insane. Um, Anyways, as I kind of work through this, we recently hit 400 subscribers on the channel. So thank you so much for subscribing and just coming and kind of hanging out with me as I make these videos. It's always tons of fun. And I know that quite a few of you guys are friends with me now through Puzzle and Dragons. And it's always kind of cool to get some of those messages through people who watch the videos and enjoy the content. And definitely people that come and hang out on Camcord as well, especially with the co-op mode now. I'm able to kind of play with some of the subscribers and kind of just hang out, and it's always fun. So, thanks for doing that. It's a good time. As long as it's still fun and everything, I'll keep all the videos coming. Um, so let's see. We have we beat down this the dragon here. We hit a few combos, and the cool thing about max skilled Vishnus is mine actually isn't. Mine is, I think, 1 or 2 levels off from being max skilled, which they have 11 skill levels. The Indian gods here, which are super annoying to skill up. But you pretty much have a constant green skyfall. So the idea is that you're going to make those green orb matches to get your attack up, but also you're going to hopefully get some skyfalls and keep the amount of green orbs you need, which is theoretically 8 would be a great amount, 2 TPAs, and you just kind of keep those skyfalls coming. And you can see here I had just enough hit points. I knew I had to be pretty much full in order to tank that Yamato hit, and I used Mei Mei here, and I actually didn't use her for her tremendous board change, which is a 3-color board change. I actually used her primarily for her haste. You can see here I went off of Mei Mei's board change in order to get my Verdandi up and be able to actually heal up while I attack Yamato, because if you don't get him down below 50% heal attack again, I would have died. So it was a risk that I just didn't really have to take. So I used my Mei Mei to get Verdandi up, and then use Verdandi to heal up, and we're able to go right ahead and knock out Yamato here with quite a few skyfalls. We take him out. So there goes Yamato, and we move on to the big boss. And you can see here, because we're not really too concerned with combo count, we're concerned with the amount of green combos we hit. Liu Bei becomes a pretty decent sub. Whereas, if you're going with a Bastet team, he's not ideal because he floods the board. Here he obviously did just fine. And that is Yamatsumi Descended. And Yamatsumi is kind of a cool card. It actually could be a good a Woken Parvati sub because he creates a skyfall of wood orbs and heart orbs. So if he ever gets skilled up, then he'd be pretty cool, which is why we've got a little more footage of me running it with Bastet here. And I wasn't sure if I was going to have the HP threshold because Bastet teams normally don't have that much. So I brought along Isis as a shield just in case I needed it for Yamato Takaru's preemptive. But yeah, I figured I'd run this twice just because I'd be able to. I'm assuming that this will be used as Evo material for some Awoken form for someone. So I figured that I'd pick up a couple so that I could have one ready to use as a material and one that I could hopefully keep. So you can see here, once again I use Verdandi early in the dungeon when you get all those jammers created and moving right through. It's all the typical stuff. So obviously nothing too exciting here. These guys aren't too dangerous. They're in a bunch of dungeons. You get a blind, you get a dark absorb, and they don't hit too hard. They don't do too much else. So I thought I'd be really clever and figure out the board blind and match it up, but obviously that didn't happen. So. They beat me up a bit, but like I said, they're nothing too dangerous. So just healing up and getting a full activation was enough to, make sure I was going to be just fine here. We take out the water elemental one, and then this guy's, like I said, he doesn't do much. So let's see what else is going on. We have. We're kind of between events right now in North America, so I think there's a Descended Challenge. So I'm going to try and get some good footage of Descended Challenge. I'm going to see when I can do that, but we're going to try and do something a little different for that just because it looks kind of fun, and I want to try and have a good time with that one. So we'll be doing Descended Challenge soon, and also I just recently hit 1 year. Actually, today is 1 year in Puzzle and Dragons for my account, and I never re-rolled or anything like that. I didn't know about re-rolling early on, so it's literally 1 year to the day that I started playing. I think I'm currently at rank 433, perhaps. Something like that. So that's not too bad in 1 year to get 433 as a rank. And I'll do a box tour. I'll do maybe a team tour. But I put together so many different teams as I go, to be honest. I have a few set teams, and then I just kind of have element slots in my team box. So, I might have a fire one, which might be Awoken Freyr one day. It might be Awoken Shiva. It might be Erd. So I just kind of go through a lot. So the team building wouldn't be quite as exciting, but I'll figure it out. I'm going to do some of that. And if you didn't see my last video, I'm going to be doing some team building for you guys. If you submit your box via Pad Herder in the other video, though, in the comments there, I'm going to choose one or two and try and do a kind of cool, comprehensive analysis of the box and where the strengths and weaknesses are and stuff like that. But let's see, if we tune back into Yamatsumi here, we could see we're going through and making our final combinations there and hitting 6 combo only, even though I kind of partitioned the dark at the end. But anyways, it was definitely enough to take out Yamatsumi, and there's 2 runs through. Like I said, it was kind of a fun, easy dungeon with that wood attribute boost. I'm not really sure why they did that, but it was cool. It kind of got you to, well, it got me to use teams I wouldn't normally use, so I had fun with it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and like I said, I've got a lot more lined up. We'll do some 1 year tours, we'll do some team building stuff, we'll do some dungeon clears, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video.